Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In this video, we're looking at the round 23 review of the NRL SuperCoach. So a pretty good week, a pretty nervous week if I'm being honest, but 1,407 points for the week, which was 10k overall, but good enough to get some green arrows and also good enough to get us some head-to-head wins which were quite close. Only a few points in it, but we'll have a look at the team and how it went. So Harry Grant was our hooker, got a 57, which is fair effort, I guess, considering they were playing Penrith. We weren't expecting a lot of attacking output. So yeah, he's fine. He'll go again this week. Who they got this week? The Raiders in Melbourne. So good opportunity there, I think. Penhas with the 85, excuse me, just keeps on keeping on, the big fella. And Tohu Harris with the 75. So I know a lot of people traded him out, but I guess went with my gut that he just needed a week off to refresh and start the run home, and he started pretty well so far. We get Big Tino back this week as well, which is a nice inclusion. But the second row, got Dave Fafita with the 94, another try, just another week of being an absolute tank. Nikora with 50 and Colin Matangi with a 49. So, I guess, despite the Sharks getting the win, Nikora probably didn't get involved in the attacking side of things. And obviously, the South's attack down that right edge probably wasn't as dynamic as we'd hoped. Jermaine Hopgood and Joe Tarpany both at the 67 on our bench, so some solid scores from them. I was a little bit concerned about Hopgood's score because he was my sort of last unique player on my head-to-head, but did enough to get the job done. Onto the halves, and Nathan Cleary turning up with 103. So against the Melbourne Storm, that's always good if you can get three figures. Sean Johnson with a 149. So in hindsight, he should have been the VC option, and he was for my opponent in my main sort of cash head-to-head league. So it was a bit of I guess the first of a couple of squeaky bum moments across the weekend. But I stuck fat with Captain Kalen, and he delivered with a 121. So absolutely massive there from Ponga. Our centre wings weren't fantastic in all. Greg Marzu with the 53. I guess, that's probably his sort of base level anyway. Joey Manu obviously did well for us with a 97, bouncing back against Manly. CNK was unfortunately concussed early in the game, so only a 15 from him, and probably won't be available this week, but we do have cover. Ruben Garrick with a 62 is pretty solid. And then we left Asako on the bench, and he got a couple of tries and ended up with a 124. And again, my opponent did play as Sarko, so I was stressing when I saw that. But I managed to get enough points overall. Teddy with the 71, Latrell 71. There's a couple of bits of symmetry there in the team, but they did the job, which is good to see. In terms of this week, we do get the Bulldogs guys back. The Cowboys are on bye this week, and I don't actually have any Cowboys players, which is nice. And I know in my big Ash League, my head-to-head opponent does have Scotty Drinkwater, so it's a good time of year to come up against him. But I guess initially what we're thinking is, as I said, CNK is probably out, so we'll swap him for a Sarko. And then I guess we need to find some space for Big Tino to come back in. It's a question of who misses out, because you look at the Sharks and the Rabbits both have quite favourable draws. So, it might actually be just Tohu making way, I think. Yeah, so Holgood will be busy against the Bronx, you'd think. Joey Tarpany against the Storm. Yeah. So I guess if CNK was to get up, he would definitely be in. So I think probably something I've been a bit guilty of all season and seasons past is not leaning on the centre wing guns. I always go for the secure score from the forwards, but obviously missing out on a 124 sort of stings. So yeah, so it'll be something like that, I imagine. Obviously we've still got Birdo's back, Marnie. They're playing the Knights in Newcastle, so probably give them a miss for another week. um, yeah, considering we've got just so many options. Even Russell is our, like our 23rd man, and he's only gone and scored 68 on the weekend. Munro's back as well, which is handy. Yeah, so I guess in terms of the vice captain and captain, could just stick fat with Cleary, but I really like these other matchups for SJ and Kalen. So initially, I think we'll go something like this, which feels weird having Cleary on the bench. But, you know, I guess the Tigers are going okay, but the Warriors are just going so good. Seeing K out might interrupt that a little bit, but yeah, they'll probably just slot DWZ back there or something and just be just as effective. And then, as much as I hate to say it, but Ponga against the Dogs could go massive again. So I think he's the sort of C option there, playing in the last game, obviously. Um, yeah, I guess the only question would be trying to find a substitute there because the way we're set up, Haas and Big Tino would have already played. So my loophole guy Martin won't be available there. We might have to swing Tino into we might have to play one of the other guys. Probably Tarpany will be the one that can go. So then what do we do here? So Nikora or Kalamatangi who misses out. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's always tricky trying to play the VC so late in the round. Because we might have run into a bit of trouble with every other player actually playing. Something to ponder anyway. But yeah, so well, I guess actually if CNK is not playing, it'll be on Tino anyway, so that solves that issue. Then it'll just be Tarpany in, or Tarpany out for Martin. Cool. All right, so, yeah, so something like that. Um, but yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Nice short one for today. Get it out there, I suppose. But yeah, as always, if you've got any comments, feel free to get on below. Uh, like and subscribe. That's the other thing I had to always say. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.